How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Dunford Outdoors TV. This is going to be a very special episode. I hope you enjoy it. So on this episode, I get my mom on her very first deer. But there's more than just the killing of this deer that makes this a great story. So to begin, I want to give you a little backstory on my mom. She grew up in a hunting family, and in fact her dad, my grandpa, is the one that got me into deer hunting. She always grew up around it, but she never did the hunting herself. And it's always been a mission of mine to get her on her first deer. You know, things happen year after year, we never get it done. So to back up the story a little bit, about 6 years ago, my mom went in for a standard medical procedure, and something went wrong, and she ended up having to have an emergency surgery. As a result of that emergency surgery, she ended up having hernias almost every year, and she ended up having to have surgery for those. So, you know, on top of that, we never really could get her into the stand. Well, this year was no different, unfortunately. And she ended up having a bigger hernia, ended up requiring a full abdominal wall reconstructive surgery. And, you know, this surgery was basically going to happen in November, smack dab in the middle of deer season. And, you know, she's really worried about this surgery and really scared. We all were. And, you know, I got to think, you know, let's make it happen this year. Let's get her on her first deer. You know, this can be a bright spot in kind of a dark time in her life. So I decided let's finally make things happen. I bought a crossbow a few years back, and I was like, you know, that's the perfect thing we can do. We can get her shooting that, because she would have a hard time pulling a compound bow back. So I decided, you know, that crossbow would be a great way for her to possibly get her first deer. I bought a stand, and I'll just tell you right now, guys, that stand was junk. I won't say the brand that it was or where I bought it or anything like that, because I don't like bashing companies or bashing people. I don't see any point in that. But none of the bolt holes lined up when I went to assemble this thing, so I had to drill my own. I finally get it out to the woods. The ladder breaks on me, or I shouldn't say breaks, but it starts bowing and bending on me really bad. And there's that brace that goes from the ladder to the tree. It's snapped in two. Things just keep falling off the stand, and I really don't trust it at this point, but I climb up anyway just to, you know, see if there's anything I can do with it, and the welds that hold the platform on start breaking too. So I take this stand back and go get a different one, and we assemble this stand, you know, hoping that we can put her in a better spot. But as you guys will kind of see later on, we end up going to a different stand than this one anyway. It's actually the stand that I hunted in the first weekend of the season. So anyway, there's that. I mean, when we get her shooting the crossbow, and her first 3 shots were not far from the bullseye at all, and she's shooting from 30 yards. We just had to do a slight little bit of adjusting, but she got dialed in. At this point, all the prep work's over. It's time to get her in the woods. Now, guys, we're wearing orange because it's actually the youth shotgun season here in Illinois, and you can bow hunt deer in it, but you just have to wear the blaze orange like you do any of the other firearm seasons in Illinois. So we're sitting there, we're not seeing a whole lot, and this doe walks out of the thicket to our right and walks in front of us way out of bow range. And I was really hoping that she'd get a shot at this doe, but it wasn't meant to be at that time. But later, guys, that same doe starts coming back our way. Now this is the first sit my mom's ever had where she's actually the one doing the hunting, let alone the first time she's ever tried to coordinate with me if I'm on it, you know, filming it or not or whatever. So this doe actually walks out of camera, but she squeezes the trigger and she drills it. That doe drops right on the spot and the tears of joy start flowing.
You got it. You just killed it. You just killed it. You got it. Watch him struggle. But you got it. You just killed your first deer. You got it. You just dropped it. You got it. You dropped it. I got it. You dropped it. You got it. You dropped it.
And this is what really impressed me with my mom that day. As she's crying the tears of joy though, she also has respect for that animal and has a little bit of sorrow that, you know, she just took another life of a living creature. And I think as hunters, you know, we've all experienced that. That, you know, it's the thrill, you know, it's awesome killing a deer and you get to put meat on the table, but at the same time you are taking the life of another living creature. So, you know, that's something that, you know, we've all experienced, and I'm really proud of her though for, you know, having that respect for the creatures that God had given us. You know, we end up walking up to this deer, guys, and, you know, the tears are flowing still and things like that. But I decided not to show the deer when we walked right up to it because, honestly, guys, she released carnage on this deer. It was a kind of a messy scene, and I'm uploading, you know, these videos to social media platforms, and I can guarantee you, guys, it would have got taken down if I would have showed it. So I'll end up inserting a picture for you guys to, you know, to see her with the deer. That's about the best way I can do it. But guys, we drug it out, cleaned it, and got her home. And we ended up throwing some of it on the grill for lunch that day. Well, guys, the happiness is over with the deer, and it's time for her to head to surgery. Her surgery was in St. Louis, and we stayed just outside of St. Louis the night before. When we woke up that morning, guys, it was coming a blizzard outside. You know, my mom was really scared, but she's also a very strong woman. And, you know, as she's prepping for surgery and stuff, she actually said she had a peace over it because, you know, we all just trusted in God, and, you know, we had faith that everything was going to be okay. The surgery went perfect. She did have some complications, and, you know, she had a long road to recovery, but we can't be more thankful to the good Lord for allowing everything to go so smoothly. So on the road to recovery, my wife Marissa snapped this picture of me and my mom, and it's actually one that means a lot to me because, you know, just a few weeks earlier we were walking through the woods together with her killing her first deer, and then, you know, now we're walking down the halls of a hospital with her on the road to recovery. So hopefully next deer season she'll be able to get out and she'll be able to kill some more deer. So Marissa and I got her a get well gift, and it had a little bit of humor associated with it. So we got her a antler picture frame with a picture of her with her first deer in it, and we also got her a stuffed deer. Now, since she was having basically a surgery to repair a hernia, we named this deer Bert. So it's now Bert and Hernie. You guys get kind of what I'm playing off of here. So I thought that was just kind of a corny little way to shed a little light on a serious situation. So, but anyway, we thought that would be a cool get well gift for her. She had to spend quite a while in the hospital, but we were able to drive up there to St. Louis, get her, and bring her home. So guys, this is a story that really means a lot to me. It's one of my favorite stories I've ever had in the woods and just in life in general. You know, it's an awesome story that she spent so long going with me hunting and, just things like that and being around it her whole life and never getting to experience killing her first deer. And guys, she finally was able to get it done in her very first sit. She smoked it, dropped it. We didn't have to track it. Easy dragging job. It just don't get any better than that. But this story does continue in part 2 of this episode, so I hope you guys check it out. And I appreciate you guys for watching so far, and I hope you guys are enjoying the series. Hope to see you in the next one. God bless you. See you next time.